Alright, so we're starting on the back of this worksheet. Okay? It says, it gives you an equation, then it asks the dumb question that says, can this equation be solved algebraically? Well, why would we be doing it in algebra if we couldn't solve it algebraically? Okay? So, I'd like you to think about this. If it said 0.094s to the just 0.094s equals 2000, would you know how to solve it? Then all but the last step, you know how to solve this one, because it's exactly the same steps as before. First we have to isolate the variable, okay? I know there's another blank, I don't care. Alright? By isolating the variable, wait, how did we isolate the variable? Divided by 0.094. What is 2000 divided by 0.094? If you would have said 21,276.7 or 0.5, I could have taken that too. I learned that yesterday. On the calculator tests, we can take one decimal above or below. Okay, sorry. Now what? Now is the part we don't know, right? Okay? Because if it just said s, we would have the solution, correct? But it says s to the 3/2 power. Well, in order for us to be at our answer, what does the exponent on that variable have to be? 1, right? S to the 1, we don't ever say that because it's just s, right? So how in the world would I go about making this exponent become a 1? We're going to multiply just in the exponents though. Not the numbers, but the exponents. What could I multiply this exponent by to make it become a 1? 2/3, and what that's called its reciprocal, right? So whatever the reciprocal is, that's what I multiply. The reciprocal right here is 2/3. Please be aware that I'm not multiplying the number by 2/3. What am I multiplying by 2/3? Just the exponent. So I have 21,276.6 raised to the 2/3 power. Right? So we're raising both sides to a reciprocal power. What is s to the 3/2 to the 2/3? S to the first, or just s, right? What is 21,276.6 to the 2/3? 767.8. Done. Yes. Yes, it was easy. So, looking at these 8 problems on this page, last period thought that the 2 hardest on the page looked like C and H. Do you concur? Yeah. Okay, then let's do C, and I will show you how not hard it is. What do we do first on C? If I multiply both sides by 11, I get C cubed plus 4 equals 220. Subtract 4 from both sides. Good. C cubed equals 216. Do you know that the answer is 6 already? No, not yet? Okay, I'll be quiet. What are we doing with the exponent? What's the reciprocal of 3? 1/3. So I multiply that reciprocal by 1/3, and that exponent by 1/3, and this exponent by 1/3. So I get 216 to the 1/3 power. You could, yeah? It's the same thing. Cube rooting this is the same thing. Remember, to the 1/3 power is the same as cube root? C equals 6. How do I know that's correct? Besides the fact that I already told you. You could plug it in. How else could you know it might be correct? Yeah, there's a balloon with the 6 on it on the side. Okay? Yeah. Now that doesn't guarantee that that goes with this one, but there is a balloon with a 6, so that's, you're on the right track at least. Okay? But if we substitute a 6 in, 216 plus 4 is 220 divided by 11 is 20. Got it? So H. They wanted to do G and H. And I said, no. Why did I say no? Yeah, don't they look exactly the same? A number times a variable raised to a power minus a number equals a number? Seriously, come on. Okay? So how are we going to start H? Add 112 to both sides. 1/8 H to the 2.4 equals 512. We could divide both sides by 1/8, but we probably would rather multiply both sides by 8. Okay? It's the same kind of thinking that we're doing with the exponents, isn't it? We don't divide by fractions, we multiply by their reciprocals, right? Okay, so I end up with H to the 2.4 equals 4,096. So I have a couple choices here. Both of them are right. One of them's longer. 2.4 is the same as 2 4/10, which is the same as 2 2/5, which would be the same as 12/5. Is that right? I'm not writing anything down. I'm saying it in my head, so that doesn't help me a lot. 12/5, you agree with me there? Okay. So if I multiply, then I would multiply the exponents by the reciprocal of that. So 5/12 and 4096 would be raised to the 5/12 power. Or, what's the reciprocal of 2.4? How about 1 over 2.4? Guys, do we like decimals in the bottom of our fractions? Not at all. We don't like that at all, right? Because that's almost like a fraction in a fraction. But we're not leaving it there, right? H equals 32. Is that the right answer? 2 reasons you know? It has a balloon, okay? And you plugged it back in. Okay? Any questions about this? Does it seem too easy? 2 people think it seems too easy. Guys, I just did the hardest one on the page. This is one of those things that right now it seems really easy, and that's because it is. Do not try to overthink this. Okay? Do not try to overthink this. So what you need to do between now and the end of the period, I know that wasn't a very long lesson. It was that way on purpose. Okay? I needed to make sure that you felt confident to be able to solve an equation with an exponent, with a fractional exponent. Okay? And then we really need to do some review of all the exponent rules that we've talked about the last couple days. That's what these papers are for. Okay? But honestly, not difficult. What's 9 squared? 81. What's 9 to the third? If you don't know off the top of your head, you can put it in your calculator and know it's 729. Okay? Things like that. A lot of little parts. Okay? I'm going to be checking all 4 of these pages tomorrow. But here's the deal. I'm going to leave this one up here. So if anybody wants to go and do A and B and D and E and F and G, you can. And then when we're done with that, we'll slap another one up there. And if you guys want to do them as a group, if you want to do them as a group, and so on. Okay? It's just a review of exponents. Yes, this is new stuff, solving equations, but you saw how difficult it was already, right? And it is not. Right? Are there any questions?